Honored to welcome back into the studio again Professor Marandi from the University of Tehran and one of the best insiders into the situation in Iran. Professor, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure.
Well, Professor, I think today we really need to discuss what is going on with the Strait of Hormuz. We obviously hear a lot coming from the Trump administration. Yesterday, here in the United States, the message was that the United States has won. Trump has been victorious. The strait is now open. Everything is going back to normal. We saw the oil prices start to crash. But I think there's a lot of uncertainty there because as of the time of this recording on Saturday morning, we start to see that the strait is not, in fact, open, that Iran still has a lot of control. So I think there's a lot of confusion, certainly in the media. And I would like to get to talk to the expert and really understand what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz right now. A quick note before we get started. Professor Marandi tuned in live from Iran. Unfortunately, his internet connection wasn't the most stable. Therefore, the video quality is going to be a little unstable in today's interview. However, the audio quality is perfect. And most importantly, his message is the one that we need to hear to understand the truth about Iran. Let's begin.
When the United States asked for ceasefire, there were negotiations that took place, and ultimately the United States accepted the Iranian 10-point plan for the framework of negotiations. And that's when the fighting ended. In the ceasefire that ultimately was agreed upon, the whole of the region was supposed to go quiet. And so the fighting in Lebanon, the Israeli onslaught, and the genocidal attacks were supposed to stop. And Iran was supposed to open the Strait of Hormuz for increased traffic, including ships that are from countries that are hostile towards Iran, like the Emiratis and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which hosted U.S. troops and still host U.S. troops and were complicit in the war. What Netanyahu did was he tried to destroy the ceasefire. So the global economy is going downhill very fast, thanks to Netanyahu and Trump. After 40 days of aggression, the war stops. There's an opportunity to get energy flowing out of the Strait of Hormuz, and Netanyahu wrecks that possibility. So he starts carpet bombing cities in Lebanon, slaughtering women and children. Western media looks away, or they pretend that these are Hezbollah strongholds or whatever. They use that sort of language to justify the genocide, but these were just buildings and homes and kids being slaughtered. In fact, I spoke to a couple of journalists in Beirut, Western journalists, and I complained and I said, "Why are you saying